That's funny because I have that mixture of like, that's really exciting. And also similar to what I said to you, where I'm so I'm an only child. I'm comfortable with attention, but I don't have any need for attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, I have almost a like, I want to give that to somebody else whenever possible. So there's
Sure.
a little bit of a push-pull, like, oh my God, I'm so excited. And also, is it okay? Am I the right person for this? Like,
Right.
this is a big project and it's for the community. Like, I don't, like
Right.
that's what matters is that this is that I'm the right fit. And it was wonderful. So they asked me, and then they had to switch filming dates multiple times. So they originally were going to film in July. They're like, snowpack's too high. As a matter of fact, Nathan and I did a scouting trip in July to finalize some things and ran into snow twice.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. So then they had moved it to September and something came up and they had to move it to the end of September. Sorry, microphone. First week in October.
It's totally okay.
I talk with my hands. And because they moved it that last time, they had somebody all lined up for support truck and then they didn't. So they just sent out a message on the ambassador portal, like, we need a support truck driver, like somebody who can take 2 weeks off to do this for us. And right. Yeah. Well, next time we know.
This guy?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so Nathan was like, do you think I should do that? And I'm like, I mean, it's your time off. Like, that's a big commitment. Totally up to you.
Right.
So he's like, yeah, I'll offer, see if anybody else wants to do it too. And they were like, absolutely. Like, because he's done the route before. Like, he's done a release before, a film, like a whole expedition. So he knows kind of what's needed.
Right.
So that's actually really helpful, as it turns out, for a support truck driver. Is he like had a list of things that we should have, and when you get to see the movie, you'll be like, oh yeah, it's really good that he had chain links and tools and this and that and a spare bike and like, because all those things were used in the film.
I can't wait. I can't wait. We're what, 3 weeks away, 4 weeks away now?
Yeah, a couple weeks it depends which one you're going to, but yeah.
The one here in town, I think.
Yeah, there's Ironman 4x4 is in 2 weeks. There's two others. Moto-Cakes is in a couple weeks.
The one at Cascade Moto.
Cascade Moto.
Yeah.
3 weeks. Yep.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was so cool. Like, just getting to be there, getting to be a part of the project. The piece that I really didn't expect is like the team. Like, these are people that you know and you work with on stuff, right? Like, it's very focused. And yes, we're focused. We're on a film project, but when you're with each other 24/7, like, you really get to know people. You get to have those other conversations.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, what are their struggles? How do they respond to fear, to sadness, or tragedy, or like joy? So,
deep conversations.
like the good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Must have been some fireside chats.
Yeah.
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 Those are the best.
Yeah.
What's with the fire word? People are just like, I am an open book.
Yes.
Ask me anything. It's fine.
Totally.
100%.
Yep.
Absolutely. So how long did you said 2 weeks?
Yeah.
But the filming was...
It was about 9 days. Yeah.
How many times were you like, we have to write that again?
Well, that would be such a bummer, but they do such a good job. That's why Sterling pre-rides it.
Yeah.
Where it's literally the way they have it set up is you ride, like essentially you let the film crew go for 4 minutes and then you just ride and you have another waypoint where you stop. So you're just riding through the shot and then you stop and wait. And so turn around and do it again is super rare unless you're doing some sort of random side trip. Like, I think Ina and I and maybe a couple other people took off with Sterling. There's like, we'd split the groups into like one group was doing the advanced section, one group was doing the main route. And so for that one, we did decouple because it was like, oh, we can move. We only have one videographer and we can actually move the shot and just ride it again. And
right.
But for the most part, there's no like U-turns, which aren't, my arch nemesis. Oh. I've heard you talk about your U-turn practice, and I'm like, yes, I need to be doing that too. Yeah.
Yep.
But yeah, like there's it's like a well-oiled machine. You just go through and.
See, that's really fascinating to me because I've been doing this whole thing for such a short amount of time. Mm-hmm. So before I got into any of this, I had no idea. Settings on a camera? Oh, yeah. Huh? What, factory settings aren't good? Mm-hmm. I'll just, yeah. And so I think for me, learning kind of behind the scenes and trying to film stuff, right? And I'm not Sterling. Nobody is, right? Yeah. But watching his stuff and trying to be like, that's a really creative shot, right? And trying to be more aware of the creativity aspect of shots, and then last year, Critter and I, we took this shot with 3 cameras and a drone, or 2 cameras and a drone. And I think we were there for an hour and a half. Just like, what do you think of this, dude? Yeah, let's do this, and put the drone up. And then we rode it, I think, maybe 3 times. Because, of course, we don't see a car for hours and hours and hours. And, of course, everything's going, and right as you go, here comes a car. Totally. And you're like, all right. But we literally, we had that. It was an hour and a half. And I put it in my video, and it was like 4 or 5 seconds.
Right.
Like maybe.
Oh my gosh, yes. That has been the big eye opener.
Right. And it's so worth it, though, because you're just like, wow, okay, that was rad. And then it's nice because I think sometimes when you're doing something and you're riding with somebody who's trying to make a video, you got to have the right person with you who's patient. And my dad and Sean are really good at it, and especially like Critter and all those other people like that. But sometimes you ride with somebody and they're like, dude, no. Okay. It's super nice just to have that patience of like, hold on, I have an idea. And you're like, oh, here he goes again. Okay, now what do you want us to do?
Yes. I think that's why YouTubers ride together. We get it.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.